Hey everyone, it's time to play some more Alone with You. If you'll recall, last time we met some mining dude who may or may not have built an Iron Man suit, and we don't know the whereabouts of his real self, but we talked to his hologram, and he was a bit of a nervous Nelly, but we'll see if he gets better over time. But right now it's time for day 4. So here we're waking up. Let's see what this day has in store for us. Ah, punctual as always, I see. Oh, man, I butchered that. Well, if you're up to it, we've got one more area to visit today. Coffee? Yeah, you got any coffee, Corey? I will ensure that your shuttle has a fresh coffee pod ready when you leave. You should come to the core for now, though, so we can get started. Nice! See? If you never ask for coffee, then you'll never get coffee. So, always better to ask. Let's go. Oh! Almost forgot to check out the morning readout. It's unfortunate that your trip to the caves didn't yield much in the way of usable resources. Still, it was illuminating, if not a little unsettling. Fortunately, Mr. Lumumba couldn't do much with what we found, but in his report today, he did mention some new ideas for processing fuel that might help. Still, there is some time yet, and perhaps Mr. Lumumba's ideas can help us get the escape ship properly fueled in a more creative manner. Yeah, let's hope so. Running out of fuel halfway to space would probably not be good. Well, today should be an easy choice. There's only one area left to check for now. However, I've been picking up rumblings of another storm on its way. You can access your ship as usual in the South Shuttle Bay. Please do be careful out there. Thanks, Corey. I will be careful. So, Colony B is where Pierre is. And I believe he's our last guy, and this is our last main area to explore. There was one other area on the map that Corey is not letting us get to yet, but I'm sure we'll get there in due time. Well, we're finally here, Colony B. I haven't seen this facility since the Rift event blocked off all access. Only with the recent seismic activity has it been possible to come here again, and yet I would very much prefer not to. Unfortunately, coming back is quite necessary. Today, you'll need to find 4 useful parts for the escape ship's thrusters. Please be careful. Well, luckily, finding things in these places is my specialty. It's not that difficult, and I'm a thorough individual. It's dark in there, isn't it? It'll be difficult for you to find anything to scan like that. I imagine a lot of the facility won't work without some backup power. Well, yeah, let's turn on the backup power. This place looks a lot like our own base. I think that's probably because it's made of the same type of stuff. I think this is Colony B and ours is Colony A, so can't go in this corridor until we turn the power on. Can't go in there until we turn the power on, probably. But we can go here, hopefully to turn the power on. It's not really letting us look at very much. Oh, hey! I don't need lights to see that. That's a dead body. Okay, we can go to server room beta. And we can only go to server room beta. This server room is in early access. Please give us your money and we may or may not finish it. Ah, looks like you've found the problem in this area. There is power here, but this connection is loose. I don't think that's loose, it's just disconnected entirely. Are you going to reconnect the power cable? Yeah, of course. Okay, now we can get down to business. Doesn't look like there's anything else in here, though. There's limited power again in that area. Try looking around now that you can see. Alright. Scan the body of Facility Services Supervisor Leon Robertson. Looks like he was crushed by debris. He likely died a mercifully quick death. How was he crushed by debris? He's on top of the debris. That's the opposite of crushed. Mr. Robertson supervised the day-to-day maintenance of Colony B under Chief William King. Ah yes, Billy King, I've heard of him. He probably had a tough time keeping that place running smoothly. Does this guy look like he was crushed to you? 'Cause it looks to me like he just was trying to like crack his back using those rocks as leverage, or as a place to leverage himself on, and then he just never got up. And then he died. Use maintenance hatch. Well, is there anything else in this room, though? I don't want to feel like I checked out an entire room and then miss something. Those tubes delivered waste materials that were to be repurposed and stored for reuse in the future. Quite a bit never got recycled. What are you gonna recycle those like black rocks into? Alright, let's check out this some of the data servers are still functioning. That one looks like a master array, but it's inaccessible right now. If you can find the access card that it requires, we can read some of the data there and perhaps uncover more of what happened. The heck is this thing? Good work. Your scan of that component will help us repair the escape ship's thrusters. Without this data, thrusters wouldn't be able to hold a charge for long. Now we only need 3 more thruster parts and you can get at it there. That server rack has been completely eaten away and disabled by the elements. But it looks like someone was trying to modify it somehow. There's a busted portable generator and extra networking equipment in that mess. It's like someone was trying to send a signal. Alright, so we need a key card for this server. And in here we found whatever the hell this this thing is. Looked at that. Let's see what the rest of this base has to offer. Hey, another dead body. Looks like you've scanned the broken remains of machine operator Sentwali Terzi. He and his teams maintain the drones. I believe he's been dead since 2058, likely due to the major seismic event that created the rift and led to the collapse of Colony B. Is 2058 like a different year than the current one? Are they saying they just left this dead body here in this hallway? There's a single file on a datapad in his pocket. It seems to reference director Pierre Tong. I can pull a tiny bit of audio from it for you. Drone team's no longer functioning. Disorder is creeping in everywhere. We're trying so very hard, but without resources we can't get ahead. The chief is working to exhaustion, but he seems distracted by something. Worst of all is, Tong abandoned us. Where did he go? Yeah, where did Tong go? Where did Tong at? That hallway seems like there's stuff there, but I'm gonna go, well, yeah, I'm gonna go more to the right first. Looks like that part of the colony is also without power. I bet that means it won't let me look at things. Well, yeah, that's locked. That's locked. Can't go in this hatch, so let's go in it. Just a dark room, dead giant Roomba, dead small Roomba, power cable. I'm great at reconnecting these. I'm practically an electrician, or a lineman. I think that's what they call the people who work for the power company and like fix the power lines when a storm knocks them out. Alright. Primary storage. Let's see if we can find some snacks in here. Scanned an elaborate set of schematics that somebody drew. Looks like they were drafted by hand. Very skillfully, too, I might add. It's difficult to ascertain what the schematics are for. They are incomplete and very complex. This is only half of this drawing. Why would you just store half of your schematics? Like, store them all in one place. What's wrong with you? If I were to hazard a guess, I'd say they pertain to the escape ship. However, if you can find the other half, this could be good news for us. I mean, you know I'm gonna find the other half. Storage bins. Those overflow bins used to contain extra supplies and tools. They've been completely cleaned out, probably quite some time ago. We never find the snacks we want. Why is the world so cruel? Emergency lock has been engaged from within. If you can find something to remove the bolts at the bottom, you can bypass the lock. Alright, so we gotta break into the main server room. But we don't have anything to do that with. Maybe in this room we will find something. That storage area has almost completely been reduced to rubble. How terrible. Yeah, it's a real shame. Oh, that is truly awful. There are bodies underneath that rubble. Can't read their signatures or know who they are. This is terrible. I wish we didn't have to root through all this refuse and see all this. I mean, you know, you could have spared me and told me there wasn't dead bodies under there, and I would have been, you know, blissfully ignorant. Got an access card. Someone must have dropped it in all the chaos. Yeah, you know, when things get chaotic around me, I just immediately drop all my key cards, anything I'm holding, really. Scanned a part that we can use for reference in the escape ship's fuel line so the thrusters don't run out of power. Excellent work. Now we only need 2 more thruster parts and you can get out of here. Sounds good to me. So we got the key card. We didn't get any bolt cutters to open the main server room, but we can access that other server we saw earlier. That's the exit. Go to the south service corridor. But since we have the key card, let's go look at the server first. I think it was here. Yeah. Why isn't it letting us do it? Was it in the other room? Why are you gonna keep servers in a maintenance hatch? Okay, the server accepted the access card. There are details here that never got synced with me after the Rift event separated the 2 colonies. Oh no! These logs say that 14 colonists were killed on that day alone. I didn't know that. Project leader Pierre Tong was there at the time. You would think with his charisma and position he would have been able to maintain order. According to maintenance logs, the colony became impossible to maintain very quickly. Several mentioned that Mr. Tong was no longer present. Well, it sounds like when things got tough, this Tong guy bailed. That's not the sign of a very good leader at all. And if we ever meet him, we should punch him in the face. Okay, we have an electrical room, maintenance workroom. Maintenance workroom sounds like the kind of place you'd find bolt cutters. Good idea. You're gonna take that rusted old spanner? I mean, yeah, I'm gonna take it. But also, it's called a wrench. This is America, okay? Space belongs to America. Must have belonged to Mr. Robertson. Not to be unkind, but he doesn't need it anymore. Hopefully it'll help you along the way. Yeah, it would suck if I was just carrying a pointless wrench around for the rest of the game. But I guess if I ever needed to, like, beat someone in the face with it, that could be good. Shelves have been completely picked clean. It's possible that with no outside access, the colonists ran out of supplies long ago. Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. That is an immaculately drafted set of schematics that appears to match the other set you found. There are notes regarding thrusters and fuel conservation. Draftsmanship is really top-notch. It's probably made with just a pencil and a simple straight edge. Man, Corey, you sure are sucking this guy's dick a lot about his drafting skills. Even the circular lines are near perfect. Whoever made that is quite skilled. Sometimes human precision and ability really impresses. I mean, there's a tool you can use to make a circle with a pencil. It's called a compass. When you visit Mr. Tong in the Holosim chamber, I suggest you ask him about these. Perhaps he can help explain them to us. I will definitely ask him about the schematics, and also about why he's such a piece of crap leader. Oh my, those blackened remains belong to mechanical engineer Sasha Kaminsky, if your scan is correct. Miss Kaminsky was an excellent engineer, though her records mention several minor accounts of insubordination towards maintenance chief William King. I mean, a little insubordination never killed anybody. Although this annoying noise might kill me pretty soon. She must have got caught in a severe electrical current when that room was destroyed. What a terrible waste of a good mind. Can't proceed through here until you shut off the current. It's dangerous. Yeah, how do I... Panel controls some of the power grid. Do you want to shut it down? Yeah, shut it down. But nope, I still have to hear that sound. Alright, let's turn this one off too. Alright, finally. Some relief. Shut them all down. Hate electrical sounds. It's fortunate for us that the colonists found no need for this scrapped motor. Its data can be used for the ship's thrusters. Now we only need one more thruster part and you can get out of here. So, what happened here? We got a wrench. Hopefully the wrench will help us open that one door we couldn't open, because I think that's the only place we haven't explored yet. I like the walking animation. He's just strolling, almost skipping really. Alright, can we open this? Let's see if the spanner you found will work on that door. What is it spanning? Use server switch A, use server switch D, E, B, C. We got all letters of switches here. But we don't have the most important switch of all. No Nintendo. Alright, so all we have is these switches and this dead body here. Sorry to say, you've scanned the body of Maintenance Chief William King. Judging by the remains, he sustained several life-threatening injuries. However, the position of the body suggests that somehow he brought himself to that room despite his condition. He must have really wanted to accomplish something. Beside Mr. King, there's a small children's book. Its cover depicts an idyllic farm scene in watercolor. In the scene, a girl with reddish hair is surrounded by several animals. A goat, a pig, and a sheep are lying down as if they're sleeping. In his last moments, he had to read his favorite children's book. Goat, pig, and sheep. Is that supposed to be clues? wonder if this is like an actual children's book that I'm supposed to know about, and I can't solve the puzzle without knowing about it, in which case that would be kind of poor game design if you have to bring external knowledge in order to solve puzzles. Even if it is common knowledge, when I was a kid, maybe I wasn't reading the same children's books as you were reading. But hopefully that's not the case, and the children's book is just a red herring, and really we can just push all these buttons in random order. Oh, I see. For some reason, these servers have animals on them. So, good. I'm glad I don't need external knowledge in order to solve this puzzle. But the question is, do I leave the servers indicated on the book cover on, or do I... Well, no, the animals were asleep on the cover, so I have to put them, the same ones, to sleep in real life, I think. It seems kind of obvious. So a sheep. I think that was one of the animals on the cover. I'm gonna turn that one off. What other animals were there? Goat, pig, and sheep. Alright. Pig. Pig was one of them. Peacock. Quit strutting around like a damn peacock. I peacocked your mom last night. We will not put the peacock to sleep because it is not depicted on the cover. Goat. Goat was one of them. Do you hear that? It sounds like a modified distress signal from William King. Short and set to repeat. It's difficult to make out, so I'll read it to you. 2W. Things are bad here, I'm afraid. Not much time now. Hoping you... This over there. Oxygen is low. You're smart, strong. You were right to leave. Tong is... something new. But it's too late. Too much is compromised. Goodbye, W. I always wanted to tell you how much I loved you. But our gay relationship could never be. I'm afraid the transmission cuts off there, and only sounds of rumbling and shouting can be heard. What an unfortunate end for Mr. King. He appears to have used his last moments to contact someone. I wonder if he was successful. Take a look. I think the server rack at the south end of the room is open now. Oh yeah, this, ball thing. Computer ball. That 3D stabilization system gives me the reference I need to construct something similar for our ship. It'll help keep the thrusters steady. Okay, you've successfully found everything we need for today. Please, let's not stick around any longer than we have to. You should come on home. It's weird to me that how much Corey wants me to come home as soon as I found what I need to. Like, let a guy explore. I fear that was not the worst of it. There was so much damage and death. But we need to get working on those thrusters, so come back right away. I will come back. I will come back right now. Excellent work. You've been successful at every mission so far. This is really gonna help us. Come see me as usual. I can process these findings and plan our next move. This game seems very linear and sort of every day is the same so far, but now that we've explored the last area, maybe things will change a bit. Like, we'll start finding more interesting things when we go out to explore, or we'll spend more time talking to the AIs or something. Or not AIs, the holograms, simulations of the people that we met. Do you hear the storm outside? Oh, I've been hearing it. I've been hearing a lot of it. Thought you might. The wind has really picked up, and it's getting increasingly hostile out there. You're telling me, buddy. The weakening of the planet has caused a violent new storm system to come our way. This wind is just the beginning. What does that mean, weakening of the planet? Is like this planet gonna just burst at the seams and explode? Because if that's the case, we probably didn't want to live here and have a colony here anyway. Should be able to have one of your extracurricular meetings, but if I believe your safety is compromised, I'll have to shut things down. Since you went to Colony B, you'll be able to visit Mr. Tong in the Hollow Sim chamber tonight. Be mindful this evening. I would hate to see our last remaining home damaged the way Colony B was. So, I'm gonna go to bed. Was this sound always here in the background? Or is that new to signify the storm picking up outside? It kinda sounds like a windy, howling wind type of sound. I mean, it's certainly grating on the ears, I'll tell you that much. Please wake up, we may not have much time tonight. I was hesitant to let you go into the chamber, but the storm has calmed a bit, and I didn't want you to miss out. I know how much these visits mean to the holograms, so as long as you don't take too long, you should be okay. When your meeting is over tonight, please head straight to your quarters. I fear this storm may get worse again any minute. Stay safe tonight. I mean, first of all, what else am I gonna do besides go straight to bed? And second of all, don't tell me what to do. I wear the pants here, not you. You don't even have a body to wear pants with. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Pierre Tong, I believe is his name. Oh yeah, the old guy. Well, hey there. AF4B/3B told me all about you and your visit to Colony B today. How are you holding up? My options are, well, thanks, I'm tired, glad I'm back. Well, thanks. How is well, thanks a valid option in response to what he said? How are you holding up? Well, thanks. I'm not gonna say that. That makes no sense. It makes me look like an idiot. How am I holding up, though? I am tired. I'm always tired. That's my secret. You look tired, and yet here you are, even after your busy day. I'm glad you came. It gets a little lonely in here. Listen, I hope you can help me out. As I work in here, I realize I have so many gaps in my memory, and it's frustrating. You probably know that at some point the real me left Colony B. After that, the AI couldn't keep an updated image on me, so I don't know what I did. I'm worried about what happened. I mean, did I abandon everyone? It's all I can think about, so please, what did you see out there today? I did see destruction, and I did see bodies. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you, dude. I saw bodies. Damn it, I remember what happened when the Rift event killed so many people. We were all shocked. I took it badly, I know that. Yeah, that's not an excuse to leave when you're supposed to be like the leader and stuff. I had drones working to recover bodies for a while, but we couldn't really spare the resources. But people wanted that closure. I just don't think I wanted to see them. Every body we found was like a personal failure. Without our connection to AF4B/3B, we couldn't communicate with your facility. We started to feel hopeless. I could tell some of the workers started to think differently about me then. I was stressed, overworked, but I guess we all were. The place was chaos. It was around then that I started to feel that perhaps I wasn't as well equipped for the job as I thought. What else did you see out there today? Well, we saw destruction. That is awful. The Rift event disrupted most of our facilities all at once. It was a huge struggle to keep things running. We lost dozens of drones and, well, more than a few workers. Good people, too. Engineers and supervisors. I had to step in to fill the gaps. But there was only so much I could do, you know? I thought people would be able to pick themselves up, move on to stay alive. But not everyone could. Especially me. I was very close to the resource manager, Jean Lumumba, back then. But the destruction affected even our relationship. We had very differing opinions on how to deal with things, you know? And I think our fight is probably a big reason I took off. I guess their fight is maybe referring to their conversation where he was telling Lumumba, like, don't go into the mines, you're crazy, don't risk your life. But he did anyway. But I'm gonna ask, cause they could have had a different fight. Who knows what they were fighting about? What was the fight? I think he was thinking of the survivors as refugees, but I still considered them crew. I was upset that not everyone was coping well. What else did you see out there today? Please, the AI seems reluctant to talk about it and I can't get answers. I just want to know what happened after I left. Dealing with the deceased and wounded put enough strain on our resources as it was, but our connection to AF4B/3B was cut as well. What is that? They keep referencing this AF4B/3B thing. That meant we had no contact with Colony A, your facility, and after a long while without outside contact, things were dire. I recall sitting in my office one night, the real version of the simulated room. I was completely defeated. But I was supposed to be the director, you know? Had to get it together, put on a good face. So I carried on as best I could. Being the person that everyone is counting on isn't easy, is it? I mean, you know this now. You're all that's left of this mess. Yeah, but like nobody's counting on me except myself. So, you know, no pressure. But I'm beginning to see that you're the kind of person who can deal with stress. It's actually kind of comforting. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good at dealing with stress. That's true. But what if you weren't dealing with all this? Say, back on Earth. Any hobbies, personal likes? Reading, sports, or music? I guess of the options, reading and music. But let's say music. There were a lot of colonists who used music to help them through the crisis. Some of them even started a band, if I remember correctly. Listen, I know our time here is limited, and I've been going on and on, but you coming here to spend time, it means a lot to me, and I appreciate you listening. But there must be something I can actually help you with. Anything you wanted to know more about? Let's ask about his schematics. What are these schematics? I seem to recall something I was working on, but not clearly. Let's see. These are definitely mine. If I had access to network systems, I would have used them. Why would I have hand-drawn these? Unless I may have drawn these up after the Rift event. They look like they're for a new way to reduce fuel usage in the thrusters for takeoff. I'd like to believe I was still trying to help out the survivors. I don't want to think that I just gave up on them. More importantly though, you might be able to use these yourself. If you find any more schematics like these, please bring them to me. What else can we discuss? Tell me what this AF4B thing is. It's asleep now, isn't it? I almost feel bad talking about it behind its back, but I can tell you more, sure. Oh, is that Corey? Is that Corey's real name, AF4 or whatever? I didn't design the AI. That was another engineer back on Earth, but I sure came to enjoy its company and insights once we arrived here. The neat thing about Corey is that it's so powerful. Given the resources, it can be paying attention to almost everyone on the colony at once. It's like everyone had a friend at their side, though I guess not everyone saw it that way. Some colonists never gelled with the AI. Are you gelling? I think part of the reason was that we didn't give it a more human name. I did. It ended up being less relatable than Hudson Cartier hoped. Come to think of it, I can't even remember what its name means anymore. Most people just gave it their own nickname, and it didn't seem to mind. Well, yeah, I mean, it's exactly what I did, I just said so. We're all stuck in here, just having the AI with you out there must be some comfort at least. The companionship is important. What else can we discuss? Let's talk about the escape pod. You're very focused, I'll give you that. Sure, I can tell you a little more about the ship. There were only 2 ships in the project, one in each colony. We couldn't bring more with us. They were complex, delicate, and cumbersome. When the Rift event tore our colony apart, the first thing I checked was the escape ship. It was a complete loss. I was horrified. Some of the colonists thought we should be putting resources and drones toward building more escape ships after we were up and running smoothly. I could understand that, but we just couldn't afford it. It took everything just to process the planet's resources and run the terraforming operation. The escape ships weren't meant as large-scale lifeboats. They could only fit a few people. But that's more than enough for you and the AI. You're going to succeed, I just know it. And I promise you, I'll do everything I can to help. Thanks, that's real cash money of you to say. Well listen, it's late, and you shouldn't eat up too many of the facility's cycles on this visit. You need to get back out there tomorrow. Thank you for stopping by. I hope I'm able to provide some insight into what happened. If you can, though, I must have tried to help people out. I have to believe that. If you find any more schematics, proof that I tried to help, please let me know. I will. That's what I like to hear. Until next time, I'll be waiting. This guy's alright. I mean, we don't know what happened to make the real version of him run away from his responsibilities, but the hologram version seems pretty decent. So, what did we learn today? We went to this other colony, found some dead bodies, some parts of thrusters, some schematics, talked to the guy who drew the schematics, and he was, I guess, a guy who cared about his people, supposedly, but then abandoned them for reasons unbeknownst to us. And maybe next time we'll find out why that is. Or we'll certainly find out something. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.